chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program. We'll make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Brian text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Something just happened to me, Teddy, that I absolutely, positively, 100% know will never happen to you. I forgot my salad dressing in the refrigerator at home. Because you'll never eat a salad. You've never eaten lettuce. It's never touched your lips before. So now I don't know what happened. It's the skinny girl dressing. That's what I eat because I'm skinny. I think I've told you about it. Some influencer. I don't know if her name is Skinny Girl or if her name is Twiggy. I don't know who it is, but she came up with some recipe. I don't know if she came up with it or just stuck her name onto it. But it's like, it has no sugar, no fat, like 10 calories for 2 tablespoons, and it's really good, the poppy seed. But then I thought, I can eat a rabbit doesn't have salad dressing for his lettuce, right? Just digs it right out of the ground. So it's good enough for a wascally wabbit. It's good enough for me. It's time now for 534 on KFAN.
Time now for 5 questions. Well, actually 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4.
Brought to you by Willow River Company.
Question number 1.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
It's now time to delve deep into Twins territory.
Crack out a home run, shout a hip hooray! Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today.
Yeah, the Twins offense continues to rake as they beat the Tigers 8-6 last night. To rake.
I've not heard that before.
Kid's term, yeah.
When did you get that one?
That's a couple years old, but
I'm always behind the times. How do you think I'll be beating that into the ground now for the next couple of weeks?
They're raking. They beat the Tigers 8-6 last night at Target Field. Since moving to the leadoff spot, Byron Buxton has reached base 8 times and scored 6 runs in 3 games.
I think he has.
Royce Lewis went 2 for 3 with a walk and 2 RBI. And the Twins put up 6 runs in the first inning on Framber Valdez. Common Twins offense, trend or mirage?
Well, I got to go trend right now because it's been the last 2-3 games. It's interesting as, like most everyone else, I think most everyone else, except for the most over the top pull that pocket protectors. Probably, the Twins they're just not going to be very good this year. They have a couple of proven players on the everyday lineup, and that's about it. They have other guys that have shown signs, but nothing where you go, we can count on this guy every day. Guy's going to bat 285, hit 20 home runs, driving a bunch of runs. He's going to have ops and whips and wars and all that. And then with Lopez out, I don't think any of us, I don't even think the Twins knew how good Taj Bradley could be, at least through the first couple of starts. And with the bullpen basically stripped down to nothing, I don't think anybody saw a team getting off to a 6-6 start. I didn't. But I would love it. It'd be great. It's like a 91. No one saw that they went from worst to first. Though, I can contact the capable Carl. In my Nostradamus Open that runs for like 6 minutes. I literally did to Cable Car this when we worked before we started working here. We were working at the Forest Lake radio station. I said, I got a sneaky feeling the Twins are going to get to the World Series this year. And he said, are you kidding me? And sure enough, they did. But anyway, so it's a nice start to the season. After a shake, they were 3-6. It looked like we were on pace to win 54 games or whatever it would be. And now, and the Tigers are a talented group of players. They're the odds-on favorite to win the division. It's early, small sample size. It's cold. I think it was Lewis who had this quote in the video. He goes, "So we are Minnesota. We're used to the cold. We're cold weather." I said, "Stop it." You've also lost in cold weather too. So it really, I don't think that makes a difference. I don't think some players like cold weather more than others. I don't think anybody on the Twins embraces the cold weather, but it's worked. I like what I've seen.
Both teams are playing in the same weather.
Yes, exactly. And I'm certainly hoping that it continues. I like it. Yeah.
Question number 2.
It's now time to take an in-depth look at the welfare of the Wolves.
The Wolves, who played without 5 regulars, lost 132-120 last night at Orlando. Though they did get Jaden McDaniels back after he missed 6 games because of a knee injury. McDaniels finished with 18 points on 8 of 16 shooting while only playing 19 minutes. Terrence Shannon Jr. scored a career-best 33 points. The Wolves are officially locked into the number 6 seed in the West. Common, your thoughts?
Yeah, I guess that's why we had a bunch of guys riding the pine. Nice to see, though, McDaniel in limited minutes, but he shot 50%. That's a nice sign because he's had his best. If what I've read is true and what I've heard is accurate, he's this is his best offensive season he's ever had to this point. We all know he can play defense. He's the guy, you put him on the, he draws the defensive assignment for the guy that you got to shut down on the other club. And so, but to see him, pick right up where he left off offensively, it's a really good sign. I guess we could still get the Lakers in the first round, but it's looking more and more like it's going to be Denver.
Yeah.
I know Denver and the Lakers.
They've won 10 in a row.
Yeah, Denver and Lakers are battling for that third and fourth seed. And with the Lakers, with the Doncic injury issue, it looks like indeed it will be. Do you think that's the same green jacket from 1986? That.
Can they get it refitted and tailored as the years move along?
Yeah, or do they just, because it's Augusta, because he's jacked, they just make him a new one? Because they just showed him in Butler Cabin. They're doing a little interview with him, and it sure looks sharp. It looks like it's been dry cleaned anyways. You can tell that. Didn't look like I saw any of the Tuesday night champion dinner remnants on the shirt or on his coat. Didn't look like, because you would think at 86, I know at 6'7", as I eat lunch or I spill a lot of food on me. I can't imagine what it's like when you're 86. You wouldn't even have to see the champions dinner menu. You would just have to take a look at what Jack was wearing that night. Oh, I see they had salmon tonight, huh? Oh, looks like it was some red wine and maybe even some Brussels sprouts. What did you ask me? I'm sorry.
Just the Timberwolves, your thoughts.
Do you like parades? We got a song to unveil, don't we?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have to play that.
Yeah, we'll do that coming up break.
We'll do it for the bumper music.
Listeners come up. We've had the contributions from the listeners. I don't get an opportunity to listen to the other shows very often. Ever. I'm sure they have contributions from listeners. We get so many contributions, especially musically. Lava Bloom Gal, Consolation Champ Guy, Murph. And I'm leaving people out, I know. And now we have another piece of music that's local sports related. It's really good. We'll have that on the other side of the break. I hope they can flip the switch to me. I think Denver, I know we can play with them. Didn't we beat them last year? Was it the year before?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I don't really I don't fear the Reaper, nor do I fear the Denver Nuggets either. But I think there's a feel right now that with the health of Edwards and I don't know. I just have the feel that it's not going to be a Western Conference, but I'd love to see it. Maybe there's still an opportunity.
Question number 3.
The NCAA is considering a significant change to its eligibility rules. An NCAA committee next week is expected to explore a new age-based standard for athlete eligibility as part of a proposal that's been in the works for weeks. According to the concept, NCAA athletes would have 5 full years of eligibility from the time of their 19th birthday or their high school graduation, whichever is earliest. No waiver requests, red shirts, or exceptions will be permitted, except for a small group of outliers, those on maternity leave, military service, or religious missions. Members of the NCAA Division I cabinet are set to review the proposal at their meeting next week. Common, would you be for or against this change to eligibility rules?
What is that beginning? Say the first part again about what it was. 5.
So, according to the concept, NCAA athletes would have 5 full years of eligibility from the time of their 19th birthday or their high school graduation, whichever is earliest.
And that would be even if they graduate in 4 years, they can play a fifth, just hang around if they want, or they have to go to try to get their master's degree or whatever it is. See, that's what I don't know. I don't care what they do, to be honest with you. I just glad they started paying them, and I know that's opened up. You talk about open up Pandora's box. It's done that for certain, but I don't know. What do you think? I don't.
I mostly what I'm like hockey is the one that sticks out to me because the landscape of college hockey has changed a ton over the last 25 years.
How so?
And I feel like, so back in my day, basically you'd go from high school right up to Division I hockey, right? You'd graduate from Coon Rapids High School and you'd get recruited by Don Lucia to go play for the Gophers. And as an 18-year-old freshman, you'd be in the lineup for the Minnesota Gophers. There was rarely players that were going to juniors at all before college. Now that is completely flipped because what they figured out in college hockey is, why are we having this kid play for us at 18 years old when he's not into his full man muscles yet? Well, we can go have him go play juniors for a couple of years, and now he can be a 21-year-old freshman, and then he's 25 years old and he's still playing Division I hockey. And I kind of like the old way, to be honest with you. I don't like having like a wide range of 25-year-olds out there against 18, 19-year-olds.
I think I agree with you there. I do. When you spell it out that way, I do. And am I also right in knowing that, let's say you go to juniors, you can't take any college courses though either, right? Did I hear that or is that wrong?
No, you would be ineligible then for college.
Yeah.
Or it would take a year off your eligibility if you're taking courses.
Yeah, I guess. But that's what I'm saying. So to me, unless you think you have a chance to play in the NHL, why are you, I guess just for the fun of playing college hockey and such like that, but and you don't have to do your 4 years, get to be 22 and get out in the real world. I guess you can get out in the real world at 23 or 24, but it just seems to me like you're putting a little bit too much into the hockey thing rather than what's out there in the real world. But yeah, I don't know. Teach his own.
And that's it for today's edition of 5 Questions. Well, actually 3 questions, but 5 sounds like more than 4.
We'll look at that Masters leaderboard, the 90th playing to the Masters. Gary Woodland, emotional story, sentimental favorite for a lot of folks. He's even through 1. He just hit his second shot in the par 5 second hole to, looks like about 30, 35 feet or so. So we'll see what happens there.
We're coming back with the new Wolves anthem.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The new Wolves anthem. That's next here on the Continent program on the fan.
Yeah. North Star glowing. Cold nights. Hot lights. Target center. Stand up. All in the postseason. Hit the city roar. From the north we rise. Banging on the door. Defense like a blizzard. Locking down the floor. Wolves on the hunt. Yeah, we want some more. Timberwolves playoffs, let's go! Woo! Ice in our veins, but the fire stay lit. Midwest grind, every shift legit. Ant-Man lift off, crowd go bananas, attack the rim, make a panic on camera. Big bodies banging in the paint all night. Clan season, make stars lose a light. From the logo to the lane, we apply that pressure. Every possession feel like buried treasure. Hear the drums beat, heartbeat sink. When the whistle blow, whole squad on break, locked in focus, no flinch, no fear. Cold-blooded moments, playoffs are here. All in the postseason, hear the city roar. From the north we rise, banging on the door. Timberwolves playoffs, let's go! Woo! Coach on the board, chest moves tight. Bench mob ready, spark that ignite. Fast breaks thunder, half court grind. Every matchup tested, every mind refined. Purple sky nights, fans 10 toes. Wave at the wave when the rally towel goes. History in the making, pin post to right. North remembers, yeah, we on the night. Cold hands, warm heart, city unified. From lakes to the lanes, stand side by side. No shortcuts taking every scar earned when the lights get brightest. Watch the Wolves burn! Timberwolves playoffs, let's go! What? North
I was going to run through the wall, but then I thought I'd hurt myself, so I decided not to. How pumped up can a guy get, Tenneby?
It's pretty good.
Not so bad. Not so bad.
I've heard a lot of people have tried to do like those types of anthems for sports teams over the years, and most fail.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's no Murph.
Well, that's a bar that's impossible to reach.
And Murph is still the best of all time. Maybe we'll get Murph back again for a third time. He's done two for us, and we appreciate all those Murph's efforts. What was I going to say? My leaderboard just disappeared.
Yeah.
But Sammy Burns I think he just scorched it right up the middle on 18. He is your leader right now at 5 under. He's playing his final hole of the first round.
Two-stroke lead now.
Two-stroke lead.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to
looks like Patrick Reed bogeyed
number
15.
Yeah. Well, what happened was he was long, I believe, on, I don't know, was his third shot? The courage, I shouldn't say courage because it's just golf, but the church bells to be, 15's got water on either side, right? And so he's over the green. So you got water on the other side, and he's got to hit that tight little pinch shot and flip it way over there. And they just go after it. It's like I could never get myself to do that. I mean, if I can execute that shot occasionally, but more times than not, I get afraid. I decelerate. You just blade it.
Yeah.
If you hit that raw, it's going in the water. Matter of fact, we saw that last year a couple of times. People hitting from behind 15, knocked it into the water. He knocked it on the green, but he didn't get it particularly close. And obviously, he must missed that. He must have missed that putt.
So Burns is at 5 under, and then you got, I think 8 at 3 under. Kurt Kitayama is in the clubhouse, 3 under 69. Jason Day, Shane Lowry, Tommy Fleetwood, Patrick Reed, Rory McIlroy now at 3 under, as is Aaron Rye. Aaron Rye is 3 under through 6.
Yeah. 2 gloves. McIlroy, by the way, is putting for
some big names at 2 under as well. Schauffele, Fred Couples is 2 under through 7. Ludwig Oberg and Justin Rose both 2 under through 4, and Scotty Scheffler 2 under through 2.
McIlroy is now 3 under through 13.
Scheffler must have eagled too, because I remember him parring in the first hole.
If you squinted your eyes and saw McIlroy in the trees at 13, you would have thought it was Tenneby, because I see Tenneby there in the trees often. So all he could do was he advances the ball through the Georgia pines and gets it down into the fairway area, throws it onto the green for his third shot, a little deep, and he just knocked down it looked like about a 13, 14-foot putt for birdie. So he goes to 3 under. And now Sam Burns, right side of the fairway on 18, hunting birdie, Tenneby. If Sammy Burns could make birdie here, he would go to 6 under. Can't tell if he likes it or not. Yeah, but it should come back. No, it's not coming. Oh, no. Oh, Sammy. So he's on the back fringe. So it'll be
he can get up and down the park.
Oh, he can get up. Oh, sure he can. But he's from behind the green, so he'll have to try to get up and down from there. As Tenneby mentioned, it's at 5. It's a Reed at -4, and all sorts of people.
Reed's actually at 3, so I think that leaderboard is, or at least, yeah. I've got him as 3 under through 3 under through 15, so my leaderboard is more updated than the actual television broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they just showed it. That's why.
Yeah, they just showed it. You're absolutely right. Okay, so there we go. So, yeah, Reed is also at 3. So, Birds of the 2-shot lead as we speak, with all sorts of people, as Tenneby just mentioned, sitting at -3. Something else I wanted to add about the Wolves, but I don't recall what it was. I think what it was is it's more of a, and I know this goes without saying, how Anthony Edwards goes, kind of so goes the Wolves, right?
Yeah.
Team leader, that whole thing. The knee thing, he missed 6 games because of the knee. Then he came back, and Finch raved about his performance. Oh, he looked great. He was doing everything. He was doing the things he needs to do. Ant was talking about how sitting out that 6 games and watching from afar was one of the best things that could happen to him, because he said he was able to to determine in his mind's eye what the team needs to do. Where they've been, where they're going, where they're at, the things the adjustments they might need to make, not just himself, but the team overall. And then he played the one game, and then he's out because he's sick. And, he didn't play last night either, right? Correct?
He's missed the last couple,
yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe he was ill. I don't know. He could have a knee injury. He could have got ill. But, again, I hope that it's just precautionary that he's out, right? That the knee, I think the knee is that kind of thing. The way I was sort of, the way I interpreted what I read was it's something that it's something that he's going to have to work through the rest of for the entire playoffs. Whether it's one series or they get to the NBA finals, it's going to be something that they're going to have to treat. And, he's going to have to eat some dirt and rub some Robitussin on it to get through it. I don't think he's going to magically become 100% with that knee, but it's probably something he can play with. And I hope this is just precautionary that he's missed these past few games. And it's not something where, he really can't play right now. Because without Edwards, I know I had fun tongue-in-cheek when he was out. And the Wolves actually won like 3 or 4 games without him. I said maybe they're a better club without him. Their chances, I think, of advancing in the playoffs without Edwards, if he has to actually miss games, I think there's some trouble. That goes without saying, right? So I'm hoping that him missing these past few games after coming back from the knee injury, playing a game, then being back off because of being ill, and now missing a couple more games is load management, precautionary, and not
an abundance of caution. Hopefully,
yes, not that he can't play. It's just we want to give him every single day of rest we can to try to make sure that knee is it can be as good as it can.
But it's also worrisome because Ant historically is a guy that plays through everything and doesn't want to be the load management guy. Doesn't want to sit out the injuries.
Yeah, but maybe this would be where it's maybe
Coach's
he even realizes that what is it, discretion, the better part of valor, and that maybe it is better that he sits out. We'll break, come back, tap dance through another segment, then welcome the legendary one, Mark Rosen. He'll join us just before 2 here on the Fan.
Never miss your chance to know what the latest sports news is in town, chances to win tickets, and knowing what's going on with all your favorite KFAN shows. Follow KFAN 1003 on all of our social channels like Instagram, TikTok, and X now. Stay connected and follow the sports leader, KFAN.
Couple 13-14 past. I'm Common. He's 10 to be the legendary one, Mark Rosen, will join us just before 2 o'clock. Sam Burns did indeed get up and down from behind the 18th green during his first round. He just completed that. He made par. He is your leader in the clubhouse at -5 with a nifty little 67 today. Patrick Reed, who had been tied for the lead and held it earlier, ended up dropping a couple strokes back. He found the green on 16 on the par 3 16th, but had a lengthy, 13, 14, 15-foot putt downhill. Missed that, taps in for par. Scotty Scheffler on fire. He's putting for birdie from, looks like 2 feet at best, maybe 3, which would get him to 3 under through 3. So, Scotty, is that 3 birdies then, 10 to be? Or did he make an eagle?
No, he eagled 2. Okay. And actually, he had an eagle putt on 3. So that was a 2-putt birdie for him.
So, 2-putt birdie. Very good.
So
Scotty's
put it on the green on his tee shot on the par 4.
Yeah, which is not, I'm not saying it's
possible.
Easy, but it's the shortest par 4 on the golf course. I think it was last year is where that was a big turning point. Because if you remember, McIlroy and DeChambeau were in the final group. Bryce, I call him, was 2 shots back, and Rory doubled number 1. He hit it into the fairway bunker, made a double, and Bryson made par, I believe, and that cut the lead to 1. And then on 2, I think McIlroy parred, and DeChambeau birdied. Anyway, I think that's where but then it was the 3rd hole is where DeChambeau got in trouble, that short par 4. McIlroy bounced back with a birdie, and DeChambeau took, I think, a bogey. So another 2-shot swing, I think. And then McIlroy got the lead back there, at least temporarily. I saw and I think I talked about this with Rosen yesterday and you, but maybe it was at another time, or maybe I just imagined that I talked about it. DeChambeau, I saw something in all the times he's played at the Masters, however many times that is. He's a total of 7 over par on the par 3, and it's the shortest par 4 in the golf course. It plays like 345, but it's like if you put it in the wrong spot, which is like below, and depending on the pin is, it can be a really tough pin to get to, and sometimes guys end up making a bogey on it because of that. They either miss the green because they're trying to get too cute with it, or they hit it too far. So it can be a really difficult hole. But that's where we stand on the Masters right now.
I feel like by watching the coverage today, they are adding some different cameras that I haven't seen at the Masters before. I'm assuming they're like drone cameras, or
yeah, I bet they are.
Oh, it's just great.
Yeah,
to be able to see the entire hole from up above is really cool.
Are you going to be able to watch the entire fourth round of the Masters, or are you going to have like practices and games? And
we do have some kids stuff on Sunday. We got some baseball practice and a flag football practice, but I will DVR.
Okay.
Fourth round, at the very least, I will DVR it and watch it later at night.
Can I text you?
No, don't text me.
However, how are you not going to be able to find out? The Howell kid, Mason Howell, he was your United States amateur champion. It is tradition like none other at the Masters where the amateur champion will be paired with the defending Masters champion. So Mason Howell is playing with Rory McIlroy. He's having a tough day of it. He is +7 through
his first couple holes he looked great, but yeah,
and now
it's unraveled a bit for him.
18-year-old kid, and I think was that for par? Was he par? Yeah, so he's still at +7. Yeah, he doubled the par 3 fourth, and then he had a couple more bogeys. Birdied 8 and made another bogey. Pretty heady stuff though. I saw they had a clip of him. They were interviewing him. They didn't give him one of the inside the media tent interviews, right? He was actually just standing out next to 18 or something like that. And he apparently was 9 years old, and Rory he went to see Rory play some tournament, and Rory gave him a golf ball and signed his name on it. And he said it's in his bag. And then he said he had a good sense of humor. I just kind of heard it with half an ear, but he said something about like, I thought on the first hole he'd tee off with it. He goes, and then he said, I'm not going to do that or something. And he goes,
I always love that one.
That'd be a power move, wouldn't it?
Rory birdie again. He's one off the lead now.
You love Rory, don't you? You love.
How do you not like Rory?
No, I do.
Yeah.
I do like Rory. I just like saying, I say to Rosen about everything. You love this.
I just like how much he cares. Have you watched?
He's a lot like you. He's a sweaty.
Well, have you watched? You probably haven't because you don't watch anything on YouTube.
I have not the Prime Video. I watched. I didn't watch the Prime Video.
I haven't seen that yet either. But the 1 hour where he goes over basically shot by shot of. Oh, it's great. It's fantastic.
I watched it the other day. Thanks for giving me some credit. I wasn't going to till somebody sent it to me, because whoever sent it to me, it was Maury Amsterdam guy. Somebody he knows is the guy that put that video.
Really?
Maury knows everybody. And so I think
it's terrific.
And it put it together. It is really good because he talks about every shot and what he was thinking, where he's been, where he's going, where he's at. It is it's good stuff. Where's Fred Couples at? But I mean, I know he's on the golf course. I get that. But I mean, I know that he was 200.
Last time he was 200 through 7. Let me see if I can find. Now he's 200 through 8.
Hey, so he parred number 8, the par 5. So Freddie Couples. I used to get deep into master pools by always selecting, longer. When we used to do it, where you'd have the 5 different, lists of players, list 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 1 were all the favorite guys, and then 2 were the next. It graduated down to the guys that were in the 5th one were the amateurs, the players not as well established, or the old veterans that had won years ago. You guys that are 60 years old. I always put longer and couples in that group because they always seemed to make the cut back in the day, even when they were in their 50s. They would just every round, every time they play the Masters, they'd make the cut. They wouldn't win, but they'd make the cut. They'd make the cut.
Get you a top 25, top 30 finish.
Yeah, and they're not doing that as often anymore. But it's
a good guy to have in the 5th pool, though.
Yeah,
it's always a 5th group.
Well, what I like is I like that they do that. It's unique to the Masters. Like I think if you win the United States Open or if you win the Open Championship across the pond or the PGA Championship, I don't know how many years you're exempt for those tournaments. For some reason, I think like U.S. Open might be a 10-year exemption, and that might even be the Open Championship as well. But for the Masters, you're exempt forever, right? Until they finally tell you, look, you can't play anymore. You've played here too long. And so I think that adds a nice twist to it. It's fun to watch. Like Longer last year was playing in his last Masters. He announced, "This is it. I'm done." He won 2 green jackets, dominates the Legends Tour, the old guys tour. He wins. The 2 guys that have had I think have more wins than anybody on the old guys tour would be Hale Irwin and Bernhard Longer. And Longer almost made the cut last year. I think it was 63 last year. He announced, "That's my last one." I think he had like a par putter or a birdie putt on 18 that would have gotten him they made the cut, and he missed it, so he didn't make it. But it's unique to the tournament that the older guys that have played there before, they get to see them play. And a lot of them are there. I don't think you're ever going to see like a Sergio Garcia make that push like that. You never know. But some of those guys, the really elite players like Longer and Couples, you see them, Olafable, you see them play well, and sometimes they actually make the weekend, and then they add some other guys. Your Australian Open champion and the champion who wins the Hong Kong Open and all these overseas events. They allow them to play, and then you get your United States Amateur champion and the runner-up, 18-year-old kids. Then they have a guy out there. They showed him today. He's from Bloomington, not Minnesota, and I don't think it was Indiana. Maybe it was Bloomington, Indiana. He won the Mid-Am. The Mid-Am is it's the United States Mid-Am, but it's for players 35 years of age and older. They get rid of all the flat bellies, right? And if you win the United States Mid-Am, you get to play the next year in the Masters. So there was a guy today, they showed to me, he looks like a guy you would see at Loggers Trail or Prestwick on Saturday. He's a former basketball player. He played college basketball for like Indiana State. And then he turned pro, but found out, much like the Tony Romos of the world and the Ryan Longwells, that it's really hard to just all of a sudden decide you want to be a pro golfer. So he got out of the game, but he's still a really good, and he won the Mid-Am, so he gets to play. And it's just funny because you could tell he doesn't have a clothing contract. Okay, he just doesn't. I'm sorry. I don't mean I'm not really ripping the guy. But
he didn't even like dress up for this event?
It didn't look. It looked like he would wear what you would see, like I say, like most hackers wearing at any golf course. And so he gets to play, and so that's kind of cool. You get an opportunity.
Sam Burns has a shirt on right now that literally has 4 sponsors.
Yes, Canes, ADP,
2 on each collar.
Yeah. I think one's MasterCard is the other one on the other side.
He's got the one on the sleeve, one on the chest.
He's got a Top Golf and ADP, which is a security company. Then you have Cane's chicken, and then on the other one it's MasterCard. So he does have those. Well, Sammy Schmitz, who is local, I think he lives in like Hudson. I met him one time. He wanted to buy a book from me, so we went and we met at a coffee shop over at Dunn Brothers over in Woodbury, and I spent about a half hour, 45 minutes talking to him. He played in the Masters because he won the United States Amateur or United States Mid-Am back in, I don't remember now. That's a good 5. Me, I've told you before, I've got this. Somebody told me what I have wrong with me. Well, I have a lot of things wrong with me, but one of the things is that what was it called? Time warp? Something where I always think everything was 10, 12 years ago, 8 to 10, 12 years ago. So I don't know how long it was. It seems like it was about 10 years ago. Sammy got to play in the Masters because he won the Mid-Am, which is that's almost better than winning the Mid-Am, right? I mean, the Mid-Am's pretty cool to win, but the perk you get is you get to play.
That's what I care about.
Yeah, in the Masters. And then here's what I want to know. They were talking about this. Amateurs get to stay in the crow's nest. So they get to stay in a cabin. They call it the crow's nest because I think it's like, literally, it's the upper floor of one of the cabins, right? They said on the telecast last night there are 6 amateurs there, but there's only room for 5. So somebody must have gotten the short straw, right? Because somebody didn't. Because I was talking, this was the second time I brought up my brother. I told my brother that, you You get to stay in the, amateurs get to stay at the Butler cabin. My brother said, I wouldn't leave. I'd move my stuff in there and tell them I'm not going. But,
lock the door after you get in.
Yeah, lock the door, and I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, so that's another cool, they have all those. That's why people, and I know I'm really sounding like a rube, and I guess I am.
You sound like Jim Nantz right now.
Would you wear the shirt that Victor Hovland wears?
No.
I can't do that. It looks like, one of those
I cannot pull that off.
It looks like a video game thing. One of those, no, you know what it looks like? A barcode? Your shirt looks like a colored barcode is what it looks like, and I just don't. Now, Jason Day's trying to bring back the baggy pants. Have you noticed that? He's 3 under now. Have you noticed, all the players, I think most of us, I think it's kind of the fashion style, probably has been for what? How many years, 10 be? 8 or 10 years. You wear the narrow pants, skinny pants, right down at the bottom. Jason Day's trying to bring back the baggy pants at the bottom. They kind of flutter in the breeze. He's also got he's got the waistband, that flexible one that old guys wear, right? When you start to get a little.
I might need to get one of those.
You might have to get one of those. He's wearing that too. But he's, Sergio, I just was ripping Sergio. He's 2 under. He started with Schauffele. Maybe Sergio. I don't, somebody I know was asking me for advice. They said they were going to take Sergio. You know what I said? I wouldn't take Sergio. I would take Potgieter. Potgieter's like 25 over Pot. He might be in dead last place. Because again, it's that list, where you have to pick certain players, and his bottom list. And I told him, it says he's accusing me of sabotaging his Masters pool.
I think I saw one from him where he sculled a chip over the green, and then where the what do you call the bleacher area?
Grandstand.
Yes, it was like a foot from the grandstand, so he wasn't going to have a shot available then. So it was just a disastrous shot for him.
Yeah, well, and what I did say is, I said, now don't come back and blame me. You just asked me who I would take, and that's who I would take in that spot. But I'm not in one of those pools. That's a good thing, because I would have taken the kid, but he did not pan out. One other story I saw, Tennessee, I guess this kind of surprised me. I had never heard of this before, and it's not the first time it's happened. It's a Associated Press story. Fernando Mendoza, you know who he is, right?
He'll be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft.
It says he will watch the NFL draft from Miami with family and friends. Dateline. There is no dateline for the story. Fernando Mendoza, expected to go first overall to the Las Vegas Raiders, will watch the NFL draft with family and friends in Miami. Someone with knowledge of the quarterback's plan said Tuesday. The person spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity because Mendoza has not made his plans public. Draft will take place in Pittsburgh starting April 23. Many top players will be there to receive congratulations and a hug from NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle. But players, even those who are drafted first, sometimes prefer to watch from a different location. Defensive end Travon Walker in 2022, there's a Trayvon, and quarterback Trevor Lawrence, the football Fabio in 2021 were the 2 most recent top picks to watch from afar. I didn't realize, I don't pay as close attention to the NFL draft as Meat Sauce does or as I once did. I would have thought it's kind of, if you're guaranteed to be in that first round, that it would be almost, the NFL would say you have to be
mandatory.
Here. Yeah, that you have to be here because we want to do the old, put that, the jersey on you that's got the number 1 on it, hand you the hat, have you take a picture.
Give Roger a hug.
Yeah, give him a hug, and then, of course, exchange that hat and jersey with the 7th pick because you got traded. You end up getting down to 7th. But I didn't know that you could make. I mean, I guess you should be able to say, "Well, I don't want to be there. I want to spend it with friends and family." Yeah. I don't want to do that. Though when you're there, you always see him show the guy backstage. It seems like he's got some loved ones with him. He's not.
Sure,
he's not back there by himself. So, I'll never have that decision to make.
Maybe he's just making a financial conscious decision.
Could be.
Doesn't have to pay all the family members to fly, get hotels.
Well, I mean, I know they don't have the big money anymore, but what would a guy like Fernandez, you think, sign for in his first
contract? Oh, he'll be doing okay.
But what do you think? Just give me a number. They don't get the $50 million anymore, right? There is some kind of a cap on that. What kind of money will the first round overall pick make in this year's National Football League draft? 10B typing.
The number one overall pick of the NFL draft signs a 4-year fully guaranteed contract worth roughly $38.5 to $43 million.
So let's just go with $40 million.
Depending on the year's salary cap.
Okay, let's just say with $40 million, just for argument's sake. So now, as I tell this to people all the time, after taxes, that's like $26 million. Now, got to be honest with you. He's going to buy himself a car. He's going to buy his mom a house. He's going to spend, invest, save, use, flaunt. When you break it down, that's going to be about $2 million a year. Can he make that last?
That one.
So maybe that's a good reason to not go there to save that money.
Thrifty.
He's being thrifty because you don't know if he can make that $40 million last. Most guys can. I mean, Tennessee, let me tell you something right now. If you learn nothing else from me, you learn this. $30 million ain't going to get you to the grave, fool. It just ain't. So,
and you got to have a fall guy.
And you have to have a fall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got to have a fall guy.
Did it say where his family lives or where he calls home?
Well, it says he's going to be in Miami. So
okay, because I was going to say, because he went to the University of Indiana.
Yeah.
To say if he was
I thought it said
still in Indiana, that's a drivable drive, isn't it?
Fernando Mendoza to watch NFL draft from Miami with family and friends.
Okay.
So that's what he's planning on doing. And the word on him is he's good, but he's not considered. It's a weak quarterback draft.
It's a very weak quarterback draft.
And he's good though, right? I mean,
he should be competent, but I don't think he's thought of generational.
Right.
And after him, it's a big drop.
Yeah, it's a monumental drop. So someone just said this too, Ted. I mean, they said this text message just came into Brad John Bryan KFAN a text line. It says Fernando's mom is in bad health. It's the reason why he's not going to be there. Someone else said, he says, I believe she has MS and is confined to a wheelchair. So staying home is probably easier. So that's the decision. So it isn't monetary. It sounds like
I respect
it would be. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I do. Absolutely. Family. It's faith, family. For me, fairways. For him, it would be football. So faith, family, and football. So he's putting and then finances, and whether he can get to the grave, food with the money, I don't know. But yeah, I respect that for sure. Man, your mom comes first. It's just the way it works. So, and someone did just text that he did grow up in Miami. So that must be where the family is. So it all makes sense. It's all coming together. Bryson DeChambeau putting for par, the par 316th. He's at +3, made a triple earlier today. He missed that putt. I don't know how he ever makes a putt with the most uncomfortable putting stance and stroke I've ever seen in the history of golf, but there he is. Let's do this. Let's break, come back. We'll welcome the legendary one, Mark Rosen, into the studio next year on The Fan.